Let's see. Okay. Okie dokie. How's this going? I don't know why my mic audio isn't just turned up, but there it is. There it is. Alright. You guys want to look at Fabio? There he is. You can look at Fabio. Okay, let's give it a few minutes. I always like to give it about 10 minutes before I actually start doing any reading. But yeah, there's Fabio. Look at that. Right on the cover of Iron Sword. He's not on the back, though. Just on the front. Check this out. I don't even know if this will fit on the screen. But, hey, look at this. Master Broadcast Videotape. Yeah, Fabio. Good thing I popped on the computer. Hey, pop-up sale in the ladies' room. Yeah, there's Fabio. Check it out. Look at him. Let me zoom in there. Look at that. Look at that. Blurry. I don't know. Anyway. Check out this thing. Look at this. KHJTV, Central Education Network, Chicago, Illinois. Walt Baker, Vice President Programming, Hollywood, California. RKO Television, KHJTV 9. Look at this thing. This is a beast of a tape. It's massive. It's metal. It's got screws. Received July 30th, 1985. Total 47 minutes and 50 seconds. Not sure what these are exactly. Maybe these are like commercial breaks? Could be commercial breaks. I have no idea. I really don't know. Want to focus here? There we go. And this tape is called If I Should Die, etc. Color, HB, whatever that means. Original. 1A mock number. Los Angeles, California. You're not sure how to play this tape? Yeah, I have no idea. Look, there's even a big metal, like, bar in the middle of the packaging. This thing is massive. I have no idea how to play this thing. It looks to be like a magnetic tape and not like a film, like a traditional film reel. That thing's cool. Yeah, I wish I had more of these. This thing's so crazy. I'd love to like play this and watch it, but I have no idea what kind of equipment I would need to play this thing. Donate it to Internet Archive? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Just a big beefy hunk of metal with tape inside. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was in the middle there. It got kind of squished down, I guess. Yeah. I feel like these things ought to be kind of rare, but I don't know. Ask Reddit. Text files deals with digitizing old media. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can make a post on there and say, what do I need to play this thing? But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I have another thing here I can show off real quick. Not as cool, but still pretty cool. This is another tape I don't know how to play. I think the players for these are a little bit more common though than the giant reels. This is a professional broadcast video cassette. Ford Institute 2x15 plus raw footage, 6/10 1986. So at the same time, but yeah, it's a big beefy videotape cassette. Master broadcast. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, I think the players for these are a little bit more common, but than the other thing. But yeah. Pretty neat. Yeah, I don't have a player for this one either. I would definitely seek out a player if I had more of these, but it's the only one I have of this type. And that master broadcast tape is the only thing I have of that type as well. It'd be more worth it to find the player if I had more tapes. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't know. Here's a Tribble. I bought this Tribble at Las Vegas. I bought it at the Star Trek convention in 2011. Rip it open. Ah, you got 2 minutes. Tell a joke. Joke? Oh, well. It's alive. It's alive! It's sort of alive. It's like it vibrates, but it's struggling. I think its batteries are low. I think it's almost dead. I'll just turn it off. Looks like something for Charlie to chew on. Yeah, he would crunch the middle of it and make it completely inoperable. Pretty neat little Tribble. I like Tribbles. They're just puff balls. Does it say anything down here? It says 2011 CBS Studios. Yeah. TribbleToys.com. I don't know if that website's still around. Yo, mama's so fat, stupid, and clumsy on her way to Walmart, she tripped over Kmart and fell on Target. Alrighty. Okay, well, we're past 10 minutes now. You wanted to tell a joke. We're past 10 minutes now. I guess we can get started with the reading. Alright. Here we go. We're going to start off today with Star Wars issue number 24. Ben Kenobi fights alone. Now, an all-new untold tale. Silent drifting. So last issue, it ended, and they said that we were going to get to see an adventure of Obi-Wan Kenobi during the Old Republic. This is like this might actually be the first depiction of the Old Republic that we ever have in Star Wars. And this is like 1979. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. Be very interesting. Adventures Beyond, the greatest space fantasy film of all. I wonder if Disney will ever do any shows during the Old Republic. I don't know. I don't know. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars died the day that George Lucas sold it. It's just awful. That's why I'm reading the old stuff. Alright, Silent Drifting. Let's get into it. It's true. Sorry. Long ago in a galaxy far, far away, there exists a state of cosmic civil war. A brave alliance of underground freedom fighters has challenged the tyranny and oppression of the awesome galactic empire. This is their story. Stan Lee presents Star Wars, the greatest space fantasy of all, continuing the saga begun in the film by George Lucas, released by 20th Century Fox. Mary Jo Duffy, script, Carmine Infantino and Bob Wyasek, art, R. Parker, letters, P. Goldberg, colors, A. Goodwin, that's Archie Goodwin, editor, and Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. Okay, so Archie Goodwin did not do the script for this issue. We have Mary Jo Duffy, so we have a completely new writer here. Archie Goodwin edited it, but I don't know how much input he actually had on it. We have the same artist with Carmine Infantino and Bob Wyasek here. And, yeah. Alright. Watching on my phone, will you grab food real quick? Cool. I would like food. I haven't had a chance to eat today, but that's okay. Silent Drifting. Dropping out of hyperspace to make minor repairs. Note, this story takes place after the events in Star Wars number 15. Okay, so we're going back in time, apparently. The Millennium Falcon has run right into trouble. Absorb water. I don't know where these two TIE fighters came from, but we haven't got enough time to re-enter hyperspace before one of them nails us. Can't you at least jam their transmissions before they notify their base of our whereabouts? I want to focus here. Okay. And let them know for sure that something's wrong? Right now, they probably figure we're ordinary space pirates. If we make them suspicious, they may head in two separate directions. We'd never get both of them before they contacted the Empire. Alright, Star Wars is published by Marvel Comics Group, 575 Madison Avenue, New York, New York. Copyright 1979. What do we have here? June 1979 issue. Okay, so we're still in the 70s. Towards the end. Wonderful. Beep. Han, don't you have any ideas at all? Just one, kid. Let's get them before they get us. Commander, I think I've detected a weakness in the freighter's shields. Good, concentrate your fire on it. A direct hit. Frasp. Han! Frasp. It's an interesting word to put as a sound effect. For long seconds, the Millennium Falcon hangs motionless in space. She seems to have taken a mortal hit, sir. I'm not picking up a signal from any of her systems. Good, let's move in for a closer look. The two Imperial ships circle the wounded freighter like vultures, until... Vorsh! Boom! We got them both! Great shooting, kid. I never knew what hit him. Continued after next page. On the Itchy and Scratchy CD-ROM, is there a way to get out of the dungeon without using the wizard's key? I have no idea. I've never played it. Here come the Trons, the Micronaut robot clown that makes you laugh. Turn 'em on, and these robot clowns hip, hop, flip, and flop in the most hilarious ways. Shift the wheels and you can change the way they strut their stuff. You can make them waddle, ramble, scramble, and tumble. How wacky they behave is up to you, and all the parts are interchangeable. So you can mix and match them to invent your own Trons, or combine them with your other Micronaut vehicles to make altogether new toys. Batteries not included. Alphatron, Betatron, Gammatron. They climb, tumble, and hop from the world of the Micronauts. Patent pending, 1978, Megocorp. Megocorp. Oh! Luring them in that way was a great idea, Han. Yeah, explosive charge in the cargo hold is one of those modifications I made for emergencies. Of course, having Chewie open that nice tempting hole in our shields for him helped. Chewie, calculate the jump to hyperspace while I check for damage, then get on to those repairs. Luke's right, Han. That was a masterstroke. Very civil of you to admit it, your worshipfulness. Of course, Han didn't invent that trick. The Jedi Knights used it for centuries. And I know of an occasion when Ben Kenobi used one very similar to it. Ben? Yes, it's a story of my father told me of something that happened to Ben years ago. Back in the days of the old Republic. Oh, this is gonna be good. Continued after next page, but... Next page? What? I don't even know. Before the Empire, when space was free to any ships that passed by so long as they traveled through civilized systems, huge pleasure cruises moved across the galaxy, then stocked with every imaginable luxury. Dozens of races mingled there together, representing every strata of their societies. Their every extravagant pleasure or vice catered to by crews whose only concern was to convey all of their guests across the system in comfort. From senators and planetary leaders to a criminal, barely escaping planetary justice with his life and wealth. To a Jedi Knight riding the ship only because it happened to be going towards his destination. Is that a young Obi-Wan? Oh, that's awesome. We get to see young Obi-Wan, what they thought, you know, he looked like, which should be just like a young Alec Guinness, but I don't know. They better have Admiral Akbar in this comic. Not for a long time. Admiral Akbar wasn't introduced until Return of the Jedi. So the idea of a Mon Calamari is not... didn't exist yet. General Obi-Wan Kenobi, I am 68 RKO on my way to enter service with Prince Bail Organa. Yes? I am sorry to impose on you, sir, but most people don't like it when mechanicals travel alone. They don't know whether to treat us as passengers or luggage. Captain Quasar felt that since you were traveling to Alderaan so cheaply, you might consent to act as my owner. I've never owned a living creature in my life, and I don't intend to start now. But if it's a traveling companion you want, you're welcome to share my cabin. Hey, what's that thing doing in here? Why don't you go below deck where you belong? This Jedi may be a lousy droid lover, but the rest of us don't want your kind mixing with people. If you're that particular about the company you keep, I recommend that in the future you make your trips alone. Ooh! Ah! Scam! He just tripped him. There's a top. Shot by mail, high school diploma and ring, yours through home study. Live seahorses for $3.98. Beginner's kit includes 4 adults and up to 30 ponies from pregnant male. Yeah, I've read these ads many times, so we're just gonna keep going. Tell Captain Quasar to add any damage cost to my fare. Laughing. That Jedi was laughing at me, but he'll pay for it. General, in the future, I suggest you serve that gentleman a little less of whatever he's been drinking tonight. Faster than thought, Ben reacted, his hand flying to the hilt of his lightsaber and pressing the activation stud. Oh my god, he didn't even look at him. He just turned his lightsaber on, just facing the other way while it was still on his belt. Ah! Holy crap. Brutal. He leapt right into the blade. I didn't think you'd seen him. I hadn't. Very impressive, General. Sit down and I'll buy you a drink. Care for some Deltron spice wine? This little gadget ferments it by microwaves and serves it up seasoned to any taste. And now it's my turn to be impressed. I'm afraid I don't care for addictive stimulants, Mr. Ting. Trill. Augustus Trill. Yes, Mr. Trill, I have heard of you. Good. That will save me needless explanations. You see, I'm about to enter into a venture that calls for someone, or rather, of rather unusual talents. Interested in a partnership? With a man who traffics in stolen goods, political betrayals, and slavery? I'm afraid I have as little taste for your business as for your beverages. RKO, if you'd care to join me, I can show you where our quarters are located. Thank you, General. Attention, all passengers. We are now leaving hyperspace. I'm preparing to enter the Merson asteroid belt. All systems not relating to life support are being shut down. What's that all about? For your own safety, please deactivate any privately owned machines and consoles. The Mersons are hostile to the Republic, sir. Always on the lookout for ships that stray into their sector. Since the asteroid belt makes hyperspace passage impossible, any craft that passes this way shuts down its non-essential systems and drifts along with the belt, disguised as space debris. It's all perfectly safe. Good, but tell me about Bail. How is my old friend? Conversation went on for hours, until later that evening, when they heard a knock at the door of their cabin. Yes, Crewman Rourke, isn't it? Continued after next page. They're new, fantabulous. They're outrageous, Rage Cage. You control their size with a special device. Inflate Hulk and watch him burst out of the Rage Cage and his shirt splits away. He grows, his clothes rip, he bursts out of the Rage Cage. Hulk's shirt is velcroed so you can put it back together. Or watch the Thing come bursting out of his rock home. Figures are over 1 foot tall, fully articulated, and need no batteries. Only $19.98 each. New book editions from Marvelous Marv and Ol Len, their newest paperback novels. Stalker from the Stars, $1.95. Mayhem in Manhattan, $2.50. From Pocket Books, the third Spider-Man paperback reprinting in full color, issues 13 through 18, $1.95 each. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also available, Spidey number 1, issues 1 through 6, $3. Number 2, 7 through 12, $2.50. Hulk number 1, 1 through 6, $3. Fantastic Four number 1, 1 through 6, $2.50. Doctor Strange number 1, 1 through 6, $2.50. And remember the good old Golden Age? Well, here's 2 new additional superheroes of comics Golden Age featuring 12 stories with Daredevil, Captain Battle, the Hangman, and more. Or the Golden Age book review with Bullet Man, Silver Streak, Blue Beetle, and more, each only $5. First edition superheroes of the comic book Golden Age. And from old Marvel, the 2 newest treasuries, The Incredible Hulk, number 20, Fantastic Four, number 21, each $2. Fantabulous. Be a law officer. Prepare at home in spare time. No previous training necessary. Yeah. Become a policeman. At home. Skinny, self-conscious, gain pounds, inches, and confidence. Too skinny because you don't eat right? Weight-On's calories help fill out, shape your entire body. Super Pen. Amazing invention. Pen that's secretly a permanent match. Hey, that sounds cool. So clever that it will always be with you, guaranteed. So it's a pen, but it's also a lighter? That's awesome. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I want one of those. If it works, if it works well, it's reliable, that would be fun. A pen lighter. Why don't they make more of those? Super Pen. Hey, peeps. Be a slam dunker. Stuff shots. Be a real elevator man. Amazing basketball booklet. Increases jumping ability 6 inches in 6 weeks. It's like an inch a week. Bubblegum cards. Movie cards. Jaws 2. Grease and others. Complete hand-picked sets. Alrighty. Captain Quasar's compliments, General. He requests that you come to the bridge. Of course. Don't mind if my cabin mate joins us? Not at all, sir. I assume the captain has more in mind than a social visit? I'm not at liberty to discuss that, sir. Hi, Lakey Poo. Hey, Elegod, how you doing? Anything exciting come in? At your shop? Sorry I had to send for you like that, Obi-Wan. But we can't risk using the intercom, and I didn't want to leave the bridge. What seems to be the problem? See for yourself. Those are merchant ships out there. We don't know if they've actually spotted us, but this is the first time anything like this has ever happened. I understand your concern. What do you suggest we do? Exactly what you've been doing. Wait and see if they take any hostile action. And whatever you do, warn your crew not to alarm the passengers. It's true, I tell you. There are 4 merchant ships outside right now, and the captain has that Jedi and his droid up on the bridge with him, and by the 7 rings of my homeworld, we're all going to die! Aren't the merchants slavers? They're already gossiping. Nothing significant lately? Okay. I'm sorry, General, but word has already spread to the bar. Then it can't be helped. Our problem is out there, Obi-Wan. Food and drinks are part of the life support system, so don't worry about the passengers. Ping! Whoa! We gotta zoom out for this one. Free Super Shot Vet! Incredible! Mark's Super Shots keep getting better. First, we added 6 all-new models, the world's most famous and wanted cars. Second, we made Super Shots even more authentically detailed for 1979. Third, Super Shots go faster, work better by making the power cord instantly retractable. And fourth, for a limited time only, get this outrageous silver anniversary model Corvette Stingray free. Just by sending Mark's proof you've purchased 2 of our new Super Shots. But hurry, you know how fast vets move. Porsche Turbo, Ferrari Boxer, Datsun 2080Z, Corvette Stingray, Custom California Van, 55 Heavy Chevy. Supershot race cars are better than ever with a new retractable cord. Here's how it works. Hold the rear wheels, pull the cord 4 times for maximum speed, then place your Supershot down. Away it goes. The all-new Supershot by Marks. Hey, where are you guys rushing? Didn't you hear? Marvel's selling 4 sensational subscriptions for the price of 3. And we want to get them before they wise up. Hurry before the batty bullpen changes its mind. Subscribe to 3 of our merely magnificent blockbusters and get a 4th subscription free. And they're all mailed flat. Sweet. Let's see what series you could subscribe to at this time. Amazing Spider-Man, Avengers, Captain America, Galactica. Is that Battlestar Galactica or a different Galactica? I'm not sure. Conan, Daredevil, The Defenders, Doctor Strange, Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, Shogun Warriors, Micronauts, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Woman, Iron Man, John Carter of Mars, Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man, Marvel Team-Up, Spider-Man vs. Marvel 2-in-1 starring The Thing, Master of Kung Fu, Power Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Spidey Super Stories, Star Wars, Tarzan, Thor, Tomb of Dracula, What If, and X-Men. And back to our story. Captain Quasar, all 4 merchant ships have just swung in our direction. Mr. Rourke is correct. Unless I miss my guess, those ships are preparing to attack. Impossible! They know we're out here, and with all of the precautions you've taken, that should be impossible, unless, by the Force, they must be receiving a signal from within this ship. Obi-Wan, I'm just a peacetime spaceman. I don't know anything about warfare. Will you take command? If you wish. What are your armaments? You must be joking, man. This is a pleasure cruiser. One that carries a number of important dignitaries and costly stores. You must have some defenses. Only 2 standard energy cannons. Sorry, I just stumbled over that. Giant sailplane, huge 4.5-foot wingspan, solid polystyrene construction, tough, lightweight. Tails adjust for looping, soaring, or distance flights. Sleek sailplane, design glides for long distances. Oh, you want to focus here? Come on. $5.95 value, only $3.99, and 1 Whoppers wrapper. Sail it, loop it, tow it aloft on a string. The sky is yours with this whopping deal from Whoppers. The tasty, crunchy malted milk candy covered with rich cocoa coating. Buy Whoppers. Fly a Whopper of a sailplane. Leaf Whoppers. Real malted milk candy with crunch. Try a Whoppers malted milkshake. Tasty and different. 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of Whoppers malted milk candy, 2 scoops of ice cream, blend until thoroughly delicious. You can always tell a Whopper when you hear one crunch. Those things were awesome until the wing broke. Yeah, I had one as a kid. Pretty big one, I think. Maybe not 4.5 wide, but maybe half that. Used to take it to the park and throw it. They're pretty cool. Back to our story again. Against 4 ordinary scout ships, that may be enough. One of them's coming in at 11 o'clock, sir. Then fire on my signal. Now! Scram! Guided only by the Force, that gives every Jedi Knight his power. Ben commanded the cruiser through the unequal battle. We lack their maneuverability, so we must make them come to our guns. Skrakow! Thusly. But sir, with our engines on, won't the Mersons be able to... Even if the fighting draws more ships, we can lose them easily enough by resuming our drift in the belt. It's only visual contact we have to fear for the moment. And so, we must concentrate on those last 2 ships. Mr. Rourke, in 8 seconds I want you to fire the front and rear guns simultaneously. But General, 3 seconds. Fire! Chrome! Chrome! Incredible! 2 ships at once. I don't know how you did it, but that's all of them. Good. Resume silent running procedures immediately. Sir, your remark about a signal from the ship, I think it's being repeated down in the lounge. What? Captain, you and your men see if you can locate where the signal's coming from, if it exists. RKO and I will do what we can to allay the passengers' fears. And when Ben and RKO reach the lounge, You lying snake! How much did the Mersons pay ya? It appears we're still in time to prevent an act whose consequences we may all regret. Keep away from me, all of you! You're not gonna prevent anything, Jedi! You said someone on this ship is signaling the Mersons, and we all know who that someone is. But what proof have you? Shot by mail. Real foreign money. Only 10 cents. Diamond stamp from Tonga Space Station. American Bicentennial Anteater Bird. Fish Olympics. Mini stamp. Religious painting. Flower. All of these worldwide stamps from faraway exotic lands for only 10 cents. Hey, Las Vegas, Nevada. Cool. Free Jumbo 3D stamps. Tonga Banana and 110 others. 1 cent. Thousands of beautiful stamps. 1 cent each. Why pay more when you can get the best for less? 15 different triangles. 25 cents. We buy and sell comics. Over 500,000 copies in stock, 1938 to present issues. We are well known as specialists in Marvel and DC comics. Send 50 cents for our big illustrated buying and selling comic catalog. Bend iron barge. Be a draftsman. With these 3 big drafting kits, when you train with us at home for a good job in drafting. Alright, let us continue. Henlo Metling Hatroid. Henlo. Let's see. Wait, which way? This way? That's it. Okay. We don't need proof. Everyone knows what kind of man Trill is. This won't be the first time he's worked with slavers. Don't you see? He sold this ship and everyone on it. The only thing I see is that you've all taken good advantage of the ship's stock of liquors and stimulants, and that you're all too frightened to think clearly. I'm back with meat and more rice, 'cause I ate all. 'Cause all I ate before my stream was a big thing of white rice. You've got to protect me, Kenobi. You're a Jedi. It's your duty. I haven't done anything. And you'd hardly admit it if you had, Mr. Trill. Eh, Mr. Trill? Wait. I see it all now. This afternoon, I overheard Trill offering Kenobi a partnership. They're in this together. Yeah, we saw what the Jedi and his droid did to Joey Orsel today. Let's get 'em all! and the crowd began to advance. While in his mind's eye, Ben could see. More merchant ships are undoubtedly approaching. If I don't act swiftly, it may all be too late for us all. It may be too late for us all. That's it, Jedi. They mean nothing to you. Cut the whole bunch down. I don't think that will be necessary, as this fermentation device is the source of all our troubles. Thanks for encapturing my enthusiasm. Love ya met baby girl. Alright, we'll come back to Stanley's soapbox in a minute. But before we get to there, we have an advertisement. Hot Shot on the block. Oops! That was too close for comfort. My old enemy Hotshot must be all fired up again. You'll be a pile of ashes when I really turn on the heat, webhead. It's gonna be a hot time in the old town tonight. My fire-resistant webbing can take whatever you throw at me, Hotshot. Luckily, I'm a swinger too. If I don't get old Hotshot to turn off the heat, this cookie will be burned to a crisp. But I've got a great idea. Even Hotshot can't send fireballs at me and eat Hostess Twinkie cakes at the same time. Golden sponge cake. Creamed filling. That's a Hotshot combination if I ever tasted one. Hotshot isn't so hot anymore, thanks to Hostess. I'll just hang around here and enjoy some more Hostess Twinkies cakes. You get a big delight in every bite of Hostess Twinkies cakes. There you go. Love that you do the sound effects when they're there. Spider-Man defeats his enemies with Hostess once again. Hey, Retro Brew. Hope you're having a better Sunday with me. Are you still having car trouble? Wonder how much they got paid for that. Yeah, I don't know. Also, Rip Missing asking how you are. Oh, how art thou? Oh, I missed that. Sorry. I'm okay. You got the stereo fixed mostly? Well, that's good. That sounds like a real pain in the butt, though. You broke both door latch oh, God. Oh, man. I'm sorry. That sucks. You scratched your glasses too? Oh my god, that sounds like you're having a really bad time with that. I hope it gets better soon. Your car currently has no door panels on. Oh my god. That's fun. Jeez. One thing after another. One thing after another, huh? I must lurk. Shall be lurk listening while you do some stuff? Okay, no problem. Because the door latch cables work, but they won't clip into the door panels. Well. Dang. I hope you can get that figured out soon. Because that sounds like a serious issue. Jeez. And the handles don't work? Yeah. Dang. Alright. Out in the asteroid belt, the merchant ships lost track of the pleasure cruiser and began to wander aimlessly, as the source of the microwave emanations that had attracted them was destroyed. Jedi, I don't know how I can ever thank you. Don't try, Mr. Trill. RKO, if you'd care to retire to our cabin, we might finish this journey in peace. Yes, sir. And after they reached Alderaan, the droid told my father about the entire adventure. Well, it was terrific hearing about Ben again. If you'll pardon my saying, Princess Leia, 68 RKO must have been a master storyteller. Yeah, your royalness, you tell a pretty good story yourself. even if you did jazz it up with all that hocus pocus about the Force. But right now our ship is repaired, so let's get out of this quadrant before we find ourselves in another mess. Next issue, we pick up on our regular storyline and the siege at Yavin. So what did you guys think of that story? I thought that was pretty cool. I think it's really neat seeing... We didn't get to see a whole lot of like Old Republic stuff, but it was kind of cool seeing a story of a younger Obi-Wan set during the Old Republic. Like way before the prequel trilogy even came out. I really enjoyed that. I would like some more of that. I wonder if they ever went back to doing this. I guess we'll find out as we read through the series, but yeah, pretty cool. The driver's side power lock's being a dick. I ate a hot dog yesterday and then another hot dog today. But at least I don't have to drive to college tomorrow. I'd like to read Jedi Apprentice again. Yeah, I want to hear more. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Alright, so we have the Star Wars. Let's do Stanley's Soapbox, and then we'll get to the Star Wars here. So there I was, a few weeks ago, gabbing with a gaggle of undergrads during a lighthearted lecture at the College of St. Thomas in Minnesota. We were yakking it up with the usual perceptively probing questions from the audience and the usual obliquely obfuscated answers from yours truly. Everything was smoothly easing along until I suddenly announced that the mixed-up Marvel menagerie was planning a new and totally unique type of magazine to unleash upon a defenseless humanity before year's ends. Then, from the frenetically frantic, excited reaction on part of the merry Minnesotians, I figured I'd better start dropping a few heavy hints to the vast hordes of Marveldom assembled as well. So here's all I dare tell you at the moment. We're daringly designing a magazine to be radically different from any we've ever done, aimed at a predominantly adult audience, but dazzling enough to entrance the sharper, younger reader too. It's so new and experimental that we haven't even zeroed in on the exact title yet. As for me, I'm personally so elated and excited about the project that I'll be taking over the reins as editor myself, with the most talented staff in publishing to aid, advise, and keep me out of trouble. We'll shoot more info your way as we keep zooming along, but for the present, let's just call it Project X. And don't say we didn't warn you, or in the imperishable words of Irving Forbush, nous verrons ce que nous verrons. Excelsior, Stan. Hey, X-Men 122 was coming out this week. Dang, it's a damn good era of X-Men. This is like just a couple, maybe like 4 years into the Chris Claremont reboot of X-Men. Started in around like 1975. These like early hundreds. The issues in like the early hundreds a lot of them are quite expensive, like $100 plus. Yeah, I don't think I even have 122. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. My collection of that era is a little sporadic. Let's see. Item! Last spring at a creation convention held here in New York. Wow, creation convention. I wonder if that's the same creation company creation that does the Star Trek conventions. I'm not sure. During a question and answer session with brand new editor-in-chief Jim Shooter, someone asked whether Marvel would be raising the cover price on its comics soon. The question was not entirely unexpected, since another comics company had announced its intention to increase prices weeks before, and Jim had checked carefully with Marvel's top brass on the answer he gave. Marvel Comics will hold the line throughout 1978 and into 1979 if possible. As you undoubtedly noticed last month, the second month of 1979, Marvel raised its cover price for comics from 35 cents to 40 cents. We didn't like doing it, we wish we could have held out longer, but it was just not possible. Like everyone else, we're victims of the current economic crunch, but keeping our word and stemming this tide of inflation, as long as we could, was very important to us. We could have upped the prices along with the other guys and banked a few more shekels last year, but maybe, but a promise is a promise. Anyway, we love weaving our fantastic fantasies as much as you enjoy sharing them. Since it's going to cost you a bit more to share them now, we'll just buckle down and try harder than ever to make our stories even more exciting and involving. Just thought you'd like to know. 40 whole cents, unreal. I know, right? I think the last like brand new comic book I bought was one of the Ninja Turtle comic books that just came out not too long ago. I think it was like a Lost Ronin, Last Ronin, Lost Tales, or something like that. It was one of the issues of that. I think it was like $8. I was like, jeez, $8 for a brand new comic? They are a little bit larger than normal comics. I think normal comics usually are about $5 or $6 now, which I still think is seems really high, but I don't know. I don't know if that's like reasonable nowadays. Like is that like, what does it cost to make them now? I don't know. $5, the new 40 cents. Yeah. They definitely use more ink now, that's for sure. And they print on like I don't know, I don't even have a new comic here to show you. Like a comparison. Yeah, I don't see anything, but they're definitely differently printed, but I feel like it would have cost more to print it in the old style, the way they did the old coloring and with the plates and the, I don't know, like the old way seemed a lot more intense. Now I feel like they could just have like some fancy printers and do it all digitally, which they probably do it all digitally now. But yeah. What year did this this came out? 1979. Yeah, glossy paper. They use a glossy paper now. Yeah, this is 1979. What was it, June, I think? Yeah, June 79. 40 cents. Let's see. Just put my cat in the freezer. She needs to cool off. What? Gonna go hang upside down. Cool. 40 whole cents, unreal. Let's see. There's no way they're $8 now. Well, the one I just bought was, yeah. Glossy paper. Let's see. The comic would cost $1.69 today. Huh. Okay. Okay. I mean, if new comics came out and they were $1.69 or even $2, I would be a lot more inclined to go like keep up on buying new comics. I had a pull list back around 2015, 16, maybe up into 17. I'm not sure when The Last Jedi came out. But I had a pull list at my local comic shop where I would buy everything Star Wars that came out. All of the, like, I started it when the 2015 Marvel Star Wars series began, and I was buying every week. I'd buy Star Wars, I bought Darth Vader, I bought Lando, I bought, just Princess Leia. There was, all of those little series that they had. Bought every single thing that came out for a couple of years, I think. And it was getting really expensive because it was like $4 or $5 a piece per comic. And I stopped it when Last Jedi came out, and I saw that, and I was just like, okay, well, I guess I hate Star Wars now. So yeah. So when that came out, I stopped collecting them. But it was fun while it lasted. And I got a letter to the editor printed in issue number 10, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, $2 wouldn't be so bad. We've seen 423% inflation since 1979, so $1 in 1979 is $4.23 now. Okay. At least I'm not the only one who said Last Jedi and went, the fuck is this? Yeah. 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 Ugh. Anyway, let's read the Star words. Go back to a happier time. To the staff of Star Wars. Out of the 8 years I've been buying and collecting comics, I'm 16 now, I've never written a fan letter. However, Star Wars number 20 was enough to make anyone pick up a pen and start writing. I only have one word for it. Fantastic. It was a masterpiece, a great combination of both story and art. Let me pull out number 20 so we can see which one that is. What's this? I don't even know. That? Yeah, here it is. Oh, this is the one, the Death Game. Here, let me zoom out so you can see the cover. But yeah, this one we read, I guess 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, something like that. But yeah, that was the one where Han Solo was put into a gladiator arena thing. $17, $18, $19. Okay. Yeah. Here we are. Nope. Sorry. Damn it. In. There we go. Alright. Sorry. Anyway, that's number 20. It was a masterpiece, a great combination of both story and art. The cover alone was enough to make you buy it, but once you read it, you wanted more. Mr. Goodwin, your story was superb as usual. As for that art, my congratulations. Mr. Infantino and Mr. Wyasek are carrying on the usual Marvel excellence. My favorite Carmine Infantino artwork is when he did the Batman covers. He was like the main cover artist for the Batman comics in the late 60s, from like, I would say about 1965 onward. I don't know when he stopped doing it. Probably around 1970, I would guess. But by far my favorite Batman covers are the Carmine Infantino ones. Anyway, as for the art, my congratulations. Mr. Infantino and Mr. Wyasek are carrying on the usual Marvel excellence. As a fan of both Star Wars and Marvel Comics, I can safely say you're doing a great job carrying on George Lucas's creation, and I'm glad you're the ones who are doing it. In closing, I would like to say I can see a long, prosperous future for both Marvel and Star Wars. Thank you for taking the time to let me tell you what I think about your marvelous comic and staff. Christopher Peacock, 12410 Woodland Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. Disney buying Star Wars was one of the worst things ever. I absolutely agree. Yeah, Star Wars used to be one of my favorite things, like, ever. Like, I was one of the biggest Star Wars fans. And yeah, now I won't even... I don't pay attention to new stuff that comes out. I don't really read it. I don't watch the shows on Disney Plus. I haven't gone to see any of the Star Wars movies since I saw The Last Jedi. I'm just done with them. Didn't you buy in Marvel and Star Wars the worst buys ever? Same, Matt. Yeah. They just put this kid's full address in a comic? Yeah, back then they used to do that. Yeah, like that was just standard. No, that's the address of the person who wrote in. With all the nice things you've got to say, Chris, we'd be foolish not to let you take the time. Thank you, Mr. Peacock. Dear Archie, I love what you are doing with the Star Wars series, but may I offer one small criticism? I feel that one of the most charming aspects of the original movie's ending was the sweet affection between Luke and Princess Leia. However, in your comic series, they act more like younger brother and sister than sweethearts. This is the letter I was looking for. I didn't realize it was in issue 24. This is the letter I was looking for. I wanted to read to you guys. I read this one like years ago and it stuck with me because I thought it was so funny. Let me start over. I love what you were doing with the Star Wars series, but may I offer one small criticism? I feel that one of the most charming aspects of the original movie's ending was the sweet affection between Luke and Princess Leia. However, in your comic series, they act more like young brother and sister than sweethearts. I know you can't do anything that would conflict with the upcoming sequel, but since it has already been clearly established that Luke and Leia are in love, I don't think it would spoil anything that will be shown in the sequel if you gave a little more emphasis to the romance between them in future Marvel installments. I'm sure many other Star Wars fans would agree and be pleased to see this too. Keep up the excellent work. Raina A. Green, Alexandria, Virginia. Yep, that's okay. Okay, that's the letter I've been looking for. The other ones just say city state, but this one's a full address, I guess. You never noticed that? Yeah, if they have the full address, they usually print it. You had to put your address on the letter, though? Couldn't just be on the envelope? Yes. Yeah. I need rum. Oh my god, that letter. LOL. Someone please bring rum. Oh my god. Yeah. As you may have noticed with issue number 23, Raina, we haven't forgotten the romance between Luke and Princess Leia. But if pressed, we might be tempted to argue just how clearly the original film establishes them as being in love. It seems to us the film also leaves open the possibility that the lady might be interested in Han Solo. Plus, there's the added aspect of Leia's position in the Rebel Alliance, which might well complicate how she feels about being committed to anyone. Naturally, we'll be noodling around all these possibilities as well as some others as time goes on. Stay tuned. I can't. The stores are closed. All I have is some Crown Royal, and it tastes like ass. Yeah, Crown Royal sucks. Archie. No offense, but I find all this pseudo-political intrigue that seems to have flowered in Star Wars boring. Maybe it's time Marvel chuck the series. Jeez. Tad Ray Christensen, 11486 Victory Boulevard, North Hollywood, California. No offense taken, Mr. Christensen. If what you mean by a series is the group of stories with the pseudo-political intrigue, the adventures on the wheel, we assume, we don't expect to win everybody with every idea, though we keep trying. Someday we'll bat 1,000. On the other hand, if by chucking the series you mean Marvel should drop the Star Wars comic entirely, then we're so offended we could spit wet Wookiee hair. Who spit in Tad Ray's cereal? Gosh. That was a tactful way of not letting the cat out of the bag. At least they danced around that question. Fellow Rebels, has anybody out there ever seen E.E. Smith's Lensman saga? Seen or read anything about Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers? Okay, a whole fleet of you. Now, does anybody remember what they were called? Yes, you in the back row. What's your name? Archie Goodwin? What did you say? Space operas? Correct. Okay. Now everybody grab that latest issue of Star Wars, which you always keep near your heart and open to the first page. See that paragraph up top? Long ago in a galaxy far, far away, etc. Does that lead to any conclusion? Yes, Arch. Star Wars is also a space opera. Now, it's lecture time. Everybody stop groaning. The Lensman saga was repetitious. In a way, every novel had a more horrible battle than the last. Gordon and Roger's girlfriends were always being kidnapped. Now, Star Wars, being a good space opera, couldn't leave out this tradition. No sooner have our heroes escaped the clutches of some evil bad guys, on a, as Beppe Sabatini put it in one of your letter columns, mudball of a water planet, then they get caught up by some more evil bad guys on a big metal meatball with a hole in it. There's a way to get away from this. It's in that opening paragraph. Yes, we're on page 1, Mr. Shooter. If you'd been listening, you'd know that. Anyway, it says in short that this is the story of a group of revolutionaries. You'd always see are 6 of them. Yes, Arch, I realize that is all the people want to see, but would it hurt to show the rest of the Alliance once in a while? Some stories could be that the Imperials are trying to cut the supply lines to the Rebels' main base. This could also show some of the Rebel starships, since all we've seen are X and Y-wing fighters, which makes about as much sense as fighting the war in the Pacific with fighters and no aircraft carriers. A second way out is to show some past adventures of our main 6. Personally, I would like to see more of Chewbacca, especially how he met Han Solo. A third way might be to set our heroes tracking down a dangerous band of Imperial infiltrators into the Alliance. Anything will do as long as they don't get trapped anywhere else. Also, bringing back Darth Vader will be a major step forward. Anything else? Yes, Arch? You don't want me to call you Arch? What should I call you? Sire? You're kidding. You're not? Oh, God. Tests next Thursday. Arthur Planeta RR number 2, Marion Bridge, Cape Breton, NS Canada. I don't have one? Actually, Arthur, with the existing state of warfare portrayed in this comic, Archie prefers to be called Commander, but no saluting. In a combat zone, that attracts snipers. Well, despite the fact that lecture wasn't accompanied by slides, we think we get your point, Mr. Planeta. And currently enough, a good many of the very suggestions you make are in evidence next issue and the one after that, number 25 and 26 for all you numerology buffs. So you and Mr. G seem to be currently operating on the same wavelengths. We can't promise you definitely that you'll never see our cosmic cast trapped somewhere again. It's too time-honored a space fantasy tradition to let slide entirely, though we doubt Luke will ever equal Flash Gordon's record for crash landing into strange locales. No one could beat Flash when it came to handling Hawkmen, Sharkmen, or Lionmen, but the guy couldn't keep a rocket in the air at all. I can't play sounds. What? There you go. 100-piece toy soldiers, $1.75, made of durable plastic, each with its own base. Packed in this footlocker. There you go. Alright, that was Star Wars issue number 24, and, you know, I thought that was a pretty good one. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I think that was one of my favorites so far, actually. Okay. Alright, on to the next one. Ghost Rider. This may or may not be the actual issue that we are going to be reading today, because one of them, which might be this one, I think, was... They messed up. They did a mess up at some point. And I'll explain how in a second. So this, I believe, is... Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So this one's in terrible condition. It's got rips and holes and tears. It's quite brittle. It's faded. But, yeah, whatever. Anyway, here we go. Bet you're all wondering what this story has to do with the Hulk on the cover, huh? Well, the dreaded deadline doom has, you guessed it, struck again. But we figured this would be as good a place as any to fill in the unenlightened among you as to the origin of Johnny Blaze. Yeah, so basically, issue 10 was supposed to be with the Hulk, and something messed up. Something got messed up, where they submitted the cover wrong. Like, this was for the next issue, and I don't know. They screwed up, so they just reprinted Marvel Spotlight number 5 again. So yeah. So, we are not reading this one, because I already read this one. I read this one. This was the first Ghost Rider one that I read, because I don't have a loose copy of Marvel Spotlight number 5. I just have the graded one, which I'm not going to open, obviously. Oh, no deadline. How weird. Yeah. Yeah. So, here's the real issue number 10, which is 11. And they had a whole new artwork done with the Hulk. Oh, what? I didn't know they did that? Yeah? Yeah. And this one's in a little better condition, I guess. Which is it? I'm on the edge of my seat. Okay, so this is the actual next issue. And the other one was a screw-up. The most supernatural superhero of all, Ghost Rider. Is he alive or dead? Hint, the Incredible Hulk prefers the latter, and he's gonna make sure. It's the deadliest cycle race of all time. Join the Desolation Run if you dare. Alrighty. Don't be half a man! Let me show how I can make you a real He-Man from head to toe in just 15 minutes a day. Take a good, honest look at yourself. Are you proud of your body? Are you satisfied to go through life being just half the man you could be? No matter how ashamed you are of your present physical condition or how old or young you are, the sleeping muscles already present in your body can turn you into a real He-Man. Believe me, I know. Because I was once a skinny, scrawny, 97-pound, half-alive weakling. People used to laugh at my build and make fun of me. I was ashamed to strip for sports or the beach, shy of girls, afraid of healthy competition. How I changed from a mouse to a man. Flaquito. Yeah, flaquito. No, I'm not. Alright. Let's just get to the story here. My muscles sleep under a warm layer of fat. They're comfy. There you go. Alright, the Ghost Rider. Tony Isabella as the writer. Sal Buscema as artiste. John Tartaglia and George Rousseau, embellishers. Phil Rache, colorist. Joe Rosen, letterer. And Len Wein as editor. Okay, so no more Roy Thomas as editor. Sal Buscema as the artist. That's John Buscema's brother, I believe. They were both artists for Marvel. I'm more familiar with John Buscema's work because he did like almost the entirety of Conan. Not as familiar with Sal Buscema. And I think Tony Isabella might be the same writer as last issue, but I don't remember. What about Steve Buscemi? I don't think he's related. The Desolation Run. Guest starring. Aw, you saw the cover. We don't have to elaborate on that. Just hang tight, because this issue is going to be moving pretty fast in just a few pages. No relation. Is more than just a race. It's a challenge to both man and motorcycle to survive the rigors of a course that will take them into the most desolate desert area in the United States. Desert Marathon Survival Race. The cyclists have come from all over the country to participate in this incredible contest. Modern-day knights in leather armor. But I need elaboration? Well, you'll get it in a minute. Alright, this is Ghost Rider. Number 11, April 1975. It was about the same, around the same time that Giant Size X-Men number 1 came out. Among these knights are Terry Fairbanks and Nora Joyce, formerly the world's foremost stunt-riding couple. Hello, little Miss Bloodsucker. Surprised your lawyers left me with even a set of wheels. I just assumed some little tramp got 'em for you. Our spectators are doubtless wondering what effect their recent stormy divorce will have on today's contest. Sure, they were big mouth. Now that you've spread their personal lives over the airwaves. Perhaps most unusual about this race is that the man funding it, Douglas Forster, is riding in it. He's a man determined to see this through at an age when most men are ready to retire. The most colorful contestant here today is Johnny Blaze, the famed Ghost Rider, who has been conspicuously absent from the cycling scene since his Las Vegas roadshow closed a few weeks ago. Yeah, well, I guess I just got kind of busy taking care of some personal business. Like fighting for my soul against Satan himself in issues number 8 and 9. Satan had me. He had tricked Roxanne Simpson into renouncing her protection of me. His demon Inferno was killing me off so that his boss could claim my soul. For all practical purposes, Satan had me but good. There was no way out. It was helpless. Then some guy pops up out of the crowd and chases Satan away. Talk about your miracles. I don't know why I was saved. If I ever told anybody who I thought that guy was, I think I'd be locked up. But I knew I'd been given a second chance for a reason I wanted to find. One problem. Rocky couldn't stop blaming herself for being tricked by Satan. She left to grow up, she said, and I've just been floundering around without her. If the stunt master hadn't told me that I could take his place in this race, I don't know what I'd be doing. Johnny met stunt master in issue number 8. Hi, I'm Driftwood Lemuel. I'm Driftwood. Lemuel Driftwood. There's a few minutes before the race starts, and I thought we could kind of talk for a while. Oh, brother. Put yourself in the center of the action. Earn $2, $5, $10 or more every week of the year, plus free prizes regularly. Sell grit in a few hours of your spare time each week. Star Trek lives. Star Trek spaceships. Only $2.95 each. Get both for $6.95. The USS Enterprise and Klingon. Authentic replicas of spaceships made famous on popular TV show Star Trek. Molded from high-impact styrene plastic. All parts, decals, instructions, big size, about 12 inches. Easy assembly. Official Star Trek coin medallion. Beautiful coin medallion in jeweler's bronze with likeness of Spock and Kirk on one side. USS Enterprise on reverse. Limited edition, commemorative, hand-finished and engraved. One of a kind, mint number. For display or wear with special holder as handsome neck medallion. About $half size. $5 for a bronze Star Trek coin. Bronze Star Trek coin with matching 24-inch neck chain holder, $7.95. Star Trek Exploration Set. Tricorder, phaser, communicator. Authentic replicas of 3 popular Star Trek instruments. Phaser, hand-carried pistol-style energy weapon, which emits pulsating phaser beam, which dematerializes, disrupts, or stuns. 6-inch long tricorder combination portable sensor computer recorder device with midget TV screen. 3.5 by 4.5 by 1.5 communicator. Also serves as communicator locator. Detailed models easy assembled. $2.95. Playboy decals, only $1.19. 7 authentic Playboy decals, assorted sizes. 1 giant bunny. Apply anywhere. $1.19. Real I love you penny. Lincoln looks at heart with 3 most important words engraved within. Excellent gift for someone special. $1. 3 for $1. Bruce Lee Kung Fu. 3 colorful action items honor the master of Kung Fu. Bruce Lee embroidered patch, 75 cents. Bruce Lee iron glow-on shirt design, on in seconds. Iron fisted pose, 98 cents. Bruce Lee giant color poster, deadly hand pose, $3. Legend of Bruce Lee, his sensational life story, exclusive photos, 170 pages, $1.25. 12 ivory elephants in a bead. In a bean. Not in a bead. In a bean. Okay. Interesting. Hercules wristband. Okay. Planet of the Apes mask. Huh. Thousands of world's strangest facts. The heaviest human was 1,100 pounds. Police handcuffs, $4.95. Rubber dollars. Stretch your money. Printed on latex rubber to resemble currency. 50 cents. Okay. And a Bizou? Yeah, I don't know. These are the weirdest ads, yeah. Take the Fairbanks couple. For example, they hate each other so much that they got divorced. But wherever one of them performs, you can bet the other will be there too. Figure that. Most of the other cyclists are too wrapped up in their own problems to do any pleasant conversing. Yeah, I guess so. But do I really look like I don't have any problems? Guess this cowboy's a better actor than I thought. On the other hand, Lemuel continues, Mr. Forrester's pretty easy to figure out, even if I hadn't been working for him for a couple years now. His whole life was built around his family, a lovely wife, and 3 beautiful children. Sounds like a TV show, right? Then about a year ago, they were coming back from a visit to New York. Mr. Forrester had stayed behind. He saw their plane crash on the runway. Oh, jeez. I think he sponsored this marathon so he could kind of race away from those memories. I can't understand why. If I'd ever had a family, I'd want to remember them, no matter what. I was raised in an orphanage, found on a doorstep, like in the movies, but without the typical note, basket, or even clothes. I was sick a lot when I was a kid. That explains why I'm so thin now. Look, I hate to put you off this way, but this is a brand new bike I'm riding, and I'd like to check it out before the race, okay? Yeah, sure. Time I was starting this thing anyway. The starter lifts his gun and they're off. The first annual Forrester Desert Marathon race is beginning in a flash of steel and a roar of engines. Blam! The race will last for 12 full hours, during which time the cyclists will have to gauge themselves carefully. Bunch of hot shots. To make sure they can get from refueling stop to refueling stop. Well, I'm just as good as they are, and I'm gonna prove it. The cyclists will have to make any repairs themselves, and wait a minute, folks, it seems our starter has decided to join the race himself. I'm tired of being ignored. It's been that way for 23 years, and I'm sick of it. I'm not gonna be ignored anymore. I'm gonna win this race. Continued after next page. Indian and Lincoln cents by the pound, dated from the 1880s up to World War II. Sacks and sacks of cents have been accumulating in my coin vaults for many years. I can't spend weeks or months cataloging, grading, and pricing thousands and thousands individually, so I'm gonna sell them by the pound. 1 pound, $11. Sample sack, $3. Please add $1 per pound for postage and handling. Satisfaction guaranteed or money back. Now you can use Isokinetics, new breakthrough in muscle building. Scientific tests prove Isokinetics 166% better than weights, 390% better than isometrics for putting muscle on you. Isokinetics is scientifically proved better than ordinary weight training for building your muscle and body. But until now, you had to pay $120 or more for a true isokinetic exerciser. No longer! The breakthrough is here! You get the same results with PowerX at a low price you can afford. Use PowerX and get the benefit of the isokinetic principle. Regulate resistance or weight by simple easy squeeze on control lever as you exercise. Any resistant you want, 0 to 200 pounds. Formula One! Sleek and shapely. Formula One. Oh, gorgeous monsters of power. Formula One, International Racing's elite. They're authentic, incredibly so, and they're winners. Corgi makes them. Neat. Oh, here we are. It'll be up to the Rules Committee to determine our eager young friend's eligibility, but the crowd seems to be solidly in his favor. So this is the pursuit Johnny Blaze would follow instead of serving the cause of Satan. The Master was indeed wise to give me the ability to appear human and set me on the mortal's trail. Last issue. Dorinke. For in this form, I can secretly work to gain the mortal's soul for Satan's most fiery pits. Even while the rest of these human cattle watch the racers disappear into the desert, I can transport myself to where my chosen pawn for today's deviltry now stalks. To the lumbering, barely intelligent, yet indescribably powerful man-brute the world calls the Hulk. It's the Hulk! Note for continuity, freaks, the awesome events you are about to witness occur between pages between page 6, panel 2 of Hulk number 184 and page 10, panel 3 of that same issue. So there. Well, thank you for letting us know, Marvel. Banana Oil, Herb Trimpe, and Sal Buscema. What? Oh my, not the Hulk. Fear is a whip in my hands, and I can use it to set even the Hulk to do my bidding. However, the Hulk is not especially susceptible to the fearmonger's power. And when a soundless bolt of flame strikes at his unguarded back, his first reaction is anger! Make that? Make what? Huh? Who attacks Hulk? Skullface races at Hulk. Hulk has never seen you before. Hulk will smash anywhere. You'll do nothing of the sort, you brainless troglodyte. You'll only die. The image is that of the Ghost Rider. But the words are infernos. And the flames are so much more painful than any the Hulk has known before. They burn away layers of courage, leaving raw, exposed fear. The shrimp thing you said? What shrimp? What? What? What shrimp? Hulk has never felt pain like this before. Hulk can't raise arms to smash. Unless flames go away, Hulk will die. 100 decals free. Go stick crazy. The nuttiest, most fantastic offer ever. Preserve objects in plastic for fun and profit. Clearcast Incorporated. Okay. Some kind of food thing you read? There was no food. I think you might be... Right here, it says banana oil, Herb Trimpe, and Sal Buscema. Is that what you're thinking? Did you think I said shrimp when I said Herb Trimpe? There was? I mean, it wasn't food. I'm sick and tired of my job. Don't forget, dear, we've got a date for the movies with Jim and Helen tonight. Oh, honey, I'm bushed. A lousy job of mine. Please, dear. Besides, we don't get out that often. All right. Say, Jim and Helen have a nice place here. Wonder where he gets the money. Oh, Jim is in electronics now. You seem mighty happy in electronics, Jim. Level with me. How'd you break in? Easier than you might think. With CIE training, I learned everything I needed right at home in my spare time. How about you? Want a great job in electronics too? Get full facts and CIE's 2 free books. Send coupon now. Banana oil and herb shrimp. Ew. It was Herb Trimpe. Herb Trimpe. Would banana and herb shrimp even be good? Jeez. But old Jade Jaws is far from pushing up those proverbial daisies. Instead, flames are gone? Did Skullface think Hulk already was dead? But Hulk is not dead. Hulk is alive. And Hulk is angry. Hulk will find you, Skullface. And then Hulk will crush you. You'll have no trouble finding Johnny Blaze, monster, since I've planted knowledge of his present location into that thick emerald dome of yours. When the Hulk attacks the racers, the Ghost Rider will doubtless flee, sacrificing the others to save his own life. The Hulk will probably kill Blaze, and since the mortal will have committed an evil act, Satan will then be able to claim his soul. And even if this plan fails, I can try again and again ad infinitum. For hell is as eternal as sin itself. This is some weird contest. Nobody's trying to outdistance anybody. It's more an endurance test than a race. Except for that Fairbanks couple. They're playing it like a motorized shootout. Hey, watch it, lady! You trying to kill us both? Watch it yourself, mister. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If they keep that up, neither of them will ever see the finish line. Maybe they're the lucky ones then. The finish line is the only thing I've got to look forward to. Hey, look who wants to play with the big kids. It's that skinny geek of a starter. He rides that thing like he doesn't know the throttle from his behind. Mr. Forrester, where did you find that? Mother of pearl, what's happening to Blaze? Blast, I wasn't thinking. Didn't stop to realize that most of this race takes place at night. I've got to do some quick talking. Douglas Forrester is no cycle bum. He'll want an explanation. Mr. Forrester, I know the change I've just undergone may seem a little strange, but I know all about your ghost routine, Blaze, but it won't work here. You can't psych me or anybody else out of winning this race. Hope that mask is tight, young fella, so you won't be swallowing too much of my dust. Whew, using Satan's curse in my act was the best idea I ever had. Makes explaining this blazing skull a mite easier. But the gloves are off now. It's time we started showing our stuff. And partners, I'm still the best. Vroom! From the heights they look ludicrous. Several careening humans speeding from point A to point B. And never outracing their thoughts. What's the point, cowboy? Are you in this for the prize money? Or just to take your mind off Rocky? Retire? Don't they know that's exactly when you should meet things head on, instead of waiting for them? I've got to win. I've got to prove I'm worth something. If only to myself. She still handles a bike real good. I wonder if she ever learned how to handle a man. I wonder when we started racing against each other, instead of together. I've got to stop thinking about Rocky. I know why she left. And she was, whoa! Something's coming at us from out of the sky. Something. Alright, we'll come back to this page afterwards. Nope. Marvel poster masterpieces. Oh boy. The mighty Marvel mail-in order is now open for business and in full swing, Tigers. We're unleashing 6 of the spiffiest, most sensational, most spectacular color posters you've ever seen for the discriminating superhero buff. We've got dynamic renditions of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, and Captain America, living legend of World War II. Then, for enthusiasts of our magazine line, we have full-color posters of 3 of our finest magazine covers, sans copy. You can get the covers of The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu #1, Bruce Lee by Neil Adams. Dracula Lives #3, again by Neil Adams. Or The Savage Sword of Conan #1, once again by Neil Adams. These posters are a giant 24-inch by 36-inch, and because Stan the Man Lee has heard the word, you can get any of these posters for a mere $2. What's that? You can only afford 5 of our Peerless posters? Fret thee not, you can get 5 posters for $10, and we'll throw in the 6th poster for free. Don't miss out on this fantastic offer. Send your check or money order today. Your posters will arrive in about 8 weeks, Effendi. So just fill out the convenient coupon provided below, and then start picking out wall space for these pandemonious poster masterpieces. $2 each, order 5 for $10, and get the 6th one free. And Mighty Marvel belt buckles. Own an eye-catching decoupage belt buckle of your favorite superhero. Made from the original comic cover. $4.95 each. Also available leather belts, $4 each. Please give waist size. I want the belt buckle. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Those are pretty cool. I can only afford half a poster. Just mail them $1 and they just rip one in half. Impossible? Not for the super bodybuilding system. Be better than the best. Be dynamic. Alright. Big Green and mad as a 2-ton hornet with a personal grudge against the world. AKA the Incredible Hulk. Forrester, look out. That man-monster is landing right next to you. Watch it, boys. Looks like he's out for blood. Boom. I can't keep my balance. I'm losing control of my cycle. Squirrel. You try to hurt Hulk with toy? Bah! Hulk will smash first, puny man. Then Hulk will take care of Skullface. No, no. Pull back from the steadily advancing figure of Jade Awesomeness. Pan in on a study in close-ups. 3 faces, 3 emotions. Determination. The others were going too fast to turn back in time. I'm the only one who can reach Mr. Forrester. Fear. I needed to convince myself I had a reason to continue living, but it looks like I'm not going to get the chance. I'm doomed. Rage. Skullface tried to hurt Hulk. Puny Human tried to hurt Hulk. Now Hulk will start hurting you back. Put them all together and they spell Lemuel Driftwood to the rescue? Heroes are born at the strangest of times in the strangest of ways. In this case, with the slam of a great green fist instead of an obstetrician's more practiced slap. 1 human life has been spared, a second vindicated. Blow! It's pretty cool artwork there. I kind of like that. Okay. Douglas Forrester gets his reason for living. Being alive. Hulk let puny human get away. Hulk would rather squash Skullface anyway. Convenient, since I'd like to lure you away from the others. Get thee back, Hulk. These mortals are under the protection of Hades itself. Skin! Oh! Skullface throws sand in Hulk's eyes. Hulk can't see! Yeah, well, just stay that way for half a second, little doggy. Bzzz. Feel the touch of hellfire, Hulk, and then leave this place or perish. Something tells me he's not particularly impressed by this ghost stuff. All I'm doing is making him mad, as, pardon the expression, blazes. As mad as, pardon the expression, blazes. You try to burn Hulk like before. Flame doesn't hurt Hulk as much as this time. Maybe because Hulk is mad, and when Hulk gets mad, crush! Hulk is stronger than anybody. Try to catch this, Skullface. Hulk would like to see you try. Oh, looks like I'll have to figure out what Kid Green meant by before later. Foosh! Unless I want to get myself blasted into the next country and then some. Boom! My blast wasn't powerful enough to do more than break up that boulder into smaller. Come on, lady. We've got to reach that big green mean machine before he pounds Blaze into lubricating oil. I'm right behind you, mister. What? It's the Odd Couple. But they can't battle the Hulk. Ha! Hulk has knocked Skullface off toy. Now Skullface can't get away from Hulk. Alright, we'll come back to that in a minute. If we may hazard an observation, they certainly intend to try. Terry, watch out for that swinging right hand of his. It could kill you. Hulk was going to smash just Skullface, but now Hulk will smash all of you. I'm doing okay, Nora, but don't ride too close to him. His radiator is heating up but fast. Okay, Lemmy, while our stunt riding friends are distracting the Hulk, let's get the Blaze out of here. No, get back! The Hulk is too powerful for ordinary humans to fight. What are you, some kind of snob? Shut up and let us save you. Because those ghost tricks of yours are the only chance we've got of escaping the Hulk. Well, I'll be a Forrester. Looks like he's actually enjoying this. The courage of these people is really mind-blowing. Whenever I used my powers before, it was in my own interests. This is the first time I'm using them for somebody else's benefit, and you know, it feels good. See if we can focus a little bit better. Oh. I could blast Hulk. I could blast the Hulk all night. It would only make him angrier. I've got to try something else. It's a gamble, but it's all I got. I've got to completely surround him with my flame blast, burn up all the oxygen in the air around him, and then pray. Marvel history. The Hulk has the strongest mortal lungs on Earth. Skullface hiding outside flames. Hulk will find him. Hulk will... However, those lungs do him absolutely no good if he's got nothing to inhale. In short, Hulk can't breathe! Yeah, they're suffocating him. It is a far less noble defeat than the tormented behemoth deserves, yet it is a necessary defeat. Whoomp! For when the Hulk next wakes, his mind will be free of the senseless hate Inferno had awakened in it. You did it! You beat the Hulk! No, replies the Ghost Rider. We beat him. Hey, this is just like old times, riding side by side, performing stunts together. Get your paws off me, mister, in case you forgot. We're still divorced. No, we're not. I meant to tell you, but it kept slipping my mind. You see, that's not my signature on the final papers. My kid brother signed it for me. The divorce isn't legal. You son of a... Gosh. I dislike interrupting your celebration, my friends, but I suggest we leave this area before the Hulk wakes up. It's about time you guys got here. I've already collected the prize money. You surprised me, Mr. Blaze. I figured you for a pro. Didn't think you'd side with a bunch of losers when there was a heavy bread at stake. Losers? You got it all wrong, fella. Take a look. There isn't a loser in the pack. This story is respectfully dedicated to the memory of Bill Finger, giant motorcycle and all. Next issue, the uncanny return of the most sensational superhero of World War I, the Phantom Eagle. Don't miss it. Oh, Bill Finger. Yep. You weren't expecting me to laugh? Never finished high school? Now you can get a diploma without going back. Alrighty. Bill Finger, is that his hero name? No, I think Bill Finger was a real person, probably. But, yeah. Anyway, that was Ghost Rider number 11. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thought it wasn't too bad. Next week we'll be doing Star Wars issue number 25 and Ghost Rider number 12. Let me think. Okay. See, what are we at? We're at an hour and 45 minutes right now. I suppose I could probably fit another comic in. Although, I'm not sure what I want to read. I could do a, let's see. We could do a Spider-Man. Could do a Spider-Man, I guess. Continue with that. Got any old Iron Man? I do indeed. Sure, yeah, let's do an Iron Man. So we did Tales of Suspense 47 last week, so let's go get 48. Be right back. Alrighty. Here is, it's in my, my little wall frame. Pulled it right off the wall. Alright, let's take that out. Oh, damn. There we go. I think this one should be fun. Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Alright, let's go. Tales of Suspense number 48. This is the first appearance of Iron Man's new costume. We read 47 last week, where he was wearing the old, just kind of goofy looking yellow one, which I think is awesome, but yeah. But yeah, this is the first time that we see his costume as it looks from then on. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Gifting a tier 1 butter knives. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for the for not only the subscription but the gift sub as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's very awesome of you. Alrighty. So here we go. See the new Iron Man. This is my favorite Tales of Suspense logo. Like, I thought this logo just looked awesome. The red and the yellow and that style. It was, I want to say around 57, 58, I think, around there, that they changed it. They introduced Captain America to Tales of Suspense, and then it became smaller, where it just said Tales of Suspense at the top, and then it said, like, featuring Iron Man and Captain America, and I don't quite like that logo as much. This is the classic logo. Let's see, damn right on. I'm not Iron Man fan, but I heard the early story was good. Well, let's get started and see. So, see the new Iron Man, featuring a truly different supervillain. Iron Man is defeated. Now none can challenge the great Mr. Doll. This one you dare not miss. The new Iron Man battles the mysterious Mr. Doll. So I believe, I don't know what appearance this is, because the Avengers, I think, was around at this point, so it's not his, like, 9th appearance, but Tales of Suspense 39 was the first appearance of Iron Man, so this is his 9th appearance in his own series, I guess. He may have appeared in the Avengers before this, though. I don't know. But, yeah. The world's greatest molder of handsome He-Men and champs out of weaklings says you can now get free all these 5 famous picture pack strength test courses to make you a Superman. Man, this guy just, what is this, Charles Atlas? Is this Charles Atlas? I don't know. American Bodybuilding Club. Just had these in every comic for decades. So this is Tales of Suspense number 48, December 1963. Cool. A special book-length Marvel masterwork. I warned you, Iron Man. Mere strength is useless against the powers of Mr. Doll. Written by Stan Lee, art by Steve Ditko and Dick Ayers, two of my favorite comic artists. Lettering by Sam Rosen. This is the type of tale which we honestly believe will become a classic in the years that follow. It has everything. A powerful, seemingly unbeatable villain. A superhero who reaches new heights of greatness, as you shall see. Produced by a combo of comicdom's brightest stars. Okay, we went out on a limb with our opinion. Now, here's the acid test. Read on. Yep, 1963. This is some... Yes, for early Iron Man, or old Iron Man. This is definitely old. And thankfully, we read number 47 last week, so this is just continuing where we left off. Ever notice how some tales seem to start slowly, then pick up speed until the excitement becomes almost unbearable? Well, just watch. We'll start in the executive offices of millionaire manufacturer Tony Stark. Mr. Carter says the deal is off, Mr. Stark. He can't! I was counting on him supplying me with the steel I need. I'll have to go see him. Pepper? Want me to drive your Jag or the caddy, boss? Neither, Happy. You wait here. I'll drive one of the sports cars myself. Phooey, he needs a chauffeur like a hole in the head. What does he keep me around for anyway? Well, it certainly isn't because of your sunny personality. Relax, Sunbeam. The boss knows what he's doing. Later, at the imposing residence of wealthy steel tycoon Charlton Carter. Carter has never backed down on a deal before. I know he's rich enough to supply me with the material I need. What can be wrong? Then, as Tony Stark enters the imposing gates, he sees there's no masquerade party going on. That means any guy slinking around in the shadows wearing a getup like that must be up to no good. Pull this down here. There we go. Silently, the amazing Tony Stark stops his car and takes a golden suit of flexible iron from his ever-present attaché case. If there's any trouble brewing, I can face it a lot better in the powerful guise of Iron Man. That character in Halloween duds walked through the front door like he owned the place. I don't like the looks of it. A cry of pain from the tower window. No time for the front door now. Little loyal power jets, do your stuff. No! Don't! Help! Please, don't keep me anymore. I'll sign everything over to you. I've already canceled my contract with Tony Stark. You can have my entire business, but let me go. Certainly, Mr. Doll would not dream of keeping you. All I do is keep this little doll which I hold. If that keeps you, too, it's just an unfortunate coincidence. Now, sign those papers, or I'll never release the doll. Hold it, Mr. Doll. I don't know who you are or what you're up to, but I'm putting a stop to it right now. Iron Man. Have to work fast. Change face on my doll. All right, mister. Talk. How do you manage to subdue your victims by hurting that lifeless little doll you're holding? I said talk. This isn't some frightened elderly businessman you're up against. This is Iron Man, and I'm not here to play games. You waited too long, you fool. Now you will be as helpless as all the others. See? I've altered the face of my doll to resemble you. Now all I need to do is give it one little squeeze, just like this. Do you see? And wait for your reaction. My bones, they're beginning to throb, to ache. My iron armor gives me no protection. I feel a sensation within my own body. It's growing tighter. I've got to escape. Had to let him down. Can't fight him. Can't think of anything. Anything except getting away from that doll. Ha! If only the unknowing public could see their mighty idol now. Your much vaunted strength is useless against the mystic powers of Mr. Doll. Everything's getting worse. Can't stand it. I'll move back, further away from him. Perhaps I can escape his... Ah! The balcony! I'm losing my balance! Iron Man, let your last thoughts be of how easily Mr. Doll defeated you. Helplessly, the pain-racked Iron Man falls to the water below. And long minutes later, his barely conscious form is washed ashore, out of sight of his triumphant foe. No sign of him. He'll never trouble me again. Now, to return to my task at hand. There, I have reshaped the features of my little plaything again. Your brief respite is over. And now, will you sign those papers? Yes, anything, anything. How can I resist the person who defeated Iron Man? But some distance away, Iron Man crawls to the shore as the ache leaves his body, for the doll which Mr. Doll holds is no longer in his own image. Lucky the pain ended. Couldn't have stood much more. Weakly, Iron Man limps back to Carter's mansion, but when he reaches his goal... Hard to move. My chest device needs recharging. It was subjected to too great a strain. And so, Mr. Doll wins the first round, hands down. Must reach my office fast, beginning to feel groggy. If I don't charge my heart reactor transistors soon, I'm done for. First time boss ever charged in without waving hello. I wonder what's wrong. Can't black out, not when I'm so close. Gotta keep going. And then after reaching his secret tunnel, which leads to his private sanctum, just another few steps, everything's going dark. Keep going. Let's keep going. Reached it. Now to plug in the cord. Hard to hold it. Can't fight anymore. Can't. Oh. Mr. Doll actually seems like a cool villain. Yeah. The long moments tick by as the unconscious Tony Stark lies motionless on the floor. The life-giving current flows into his power-exhausted chest device, silently, but is it too late? Continued after next page. The Pact. The tall young man sat at his desk and stared steadily at the sheet of paper in his typewriter. One more sentence to write, and then this book on witchcraft would be finished. He was tired. The door to his attic studio opened, and his young wife, Frances, came in and placed a tray on his already cluttered desk. "I know you won't eat until you finish your last chapter," she said. "So I brought you some cold cuts of meat, a glass of milk, and a slice of apple pie. I'm going to bed. Guess you'll be here till morning." Henry Conrad turned toward his wife and smiled. Then he looked at that single sheet of paper and sighed. He needed more information about the past to finish his book, and he was stuck. It was swell of Aunt Agatha to tell us we could spend the summer here in this old colonial house while she went to Europe. The atmosphere is perfect. It was in this very house that my ancestor, Branders Conrad, was accused of practicing witchcraft. Most people are still under the impression that a witch is only a female. They don't know a witch can also be a man. That's why Morrison and Linster, the publishers, asked me to write a book on witchcraft in old colonial days. If I could only find the evidence, it would show that people did think Branders Conrad secretly made a pact with the devil. But how can I prove it? I can't logically interview either Branders Conrad or the devil, yet I have to give my opinion at the end of the book. No wonder I'm tired. Frances Conrad knew from past experience what to do under these circumstances. She kissed her husband goodnight and then tiptoed out of the room. "Don't work later than 3 in the morning," she advised him. You won't have to worry about company coming to visit us tonight. It's really pouring. Cats and dogs. Good night, darling, and I hope you find the answers to those questions. Henry went back to some of the old manuscripts he had borrowed from the State University, records of old witchcraft trials. Hours passed as he concentrated on. Suddenly, he heard footsteps. "Pardon me," said an unfamiliar voice, "but I thought I might be able to help you. Everyone in the village knows that the young and brilliant writer, Mr. Henry Conrad, is at present busily engaged on a book concerning the art and practices of witchcraft in ye olden days." Henry turned around and saw a man of middle height. The face was wrinkled, but there was a peculiar gleam in his sunken black eyes. The stranger wore an old blue coat and pantaloons of a bygone day. He might have been 70 or 80. Without invitation, the man limped over to a chair and seated himself. "Of course, you want to know my name," he began, in an accent that seemed strange and out of date. "And I have many names in many lands. Some people spend a lifetime looking for me. You might refer to me as the uninvited guest, though I'm sure you won't be shocked if I told you I was Satan himself." Henry could hardly keep from smiling. He had half a mind to throw the old gentleman out, but then decided he'd humor the stranger and perhaps learn something about the past. So half-jokingly he remarked, "My ancestor, Branders Conrad, was accused of making a secret pact with the devil, and since you say you're Satan, that means with you. He sold his soul and in return got the power of second sight so he could look into the future. Can you tell me something about this pact? The reference books I've examined have very little on the subject." The uninvited guest arose from his chair and bowed, and there was a funny little smile playing across his lips. He went to the side of the wall and actually continued. Alright, we'll come back to that soon, I guess. Lightning Jiu-Jitsu, free, how to perform strongman stunts. Fun for girls, fun for boys, the key to hypnotism, home experiments and electricity, dancing for all occasions. Alright, well, let's continue with the Iron Man story, and we will read the second half of the other story when we get to it. The next day. "Happy? I'm worried. I can't locate Mr. Stark anywhere. It's not like him to vanish this way." "Relax, Pepper. Nothing can happen to a guy with all his dough. Besides, Iron Man's usually around keeping an eye on him. Tell me, baby, would you worry that way if I was ever missing?" "Sure, Happy. After I got through celebrating." "Oh, I just remembered. Another place I can call." Seconds later, the bell in Anthony Stark's private extension rings shrilly through the silent room. Ring, 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 ring. As the faint flicker of an eyelid seems to appear. And then, I'm alive. The charge saved me just in time. "Hello, Pepper? Of course I'm alright. I had some things to attend to last night and slept in my lab. I don't want to be disturbed for the next few hours. For anything." So apparently Tony Stark was based, at least somewhat, on the eccentric millionaire Howard Hughes. Kind of has a resemblance. Then after putting down the phone, "I never realized how vulnerable Iron Man is. I seem to need recharging more and more often. It's this iron suit of mine. It's too heavy, weighs me down too much, saps too much of my energy merely to support the weight. Perhaps I should give up on the role of Iron Man forever. It's only a matter of time before my heart fails me if I continue my dangerous game. And yet, I can't give up. I prefer death to admitting defeat at the hands of a menace like Mr. Doll. The only thing to do is to design a new Iron Man costume, one which will be lighter in weight, less bulky, so that it will not be so great a strain on my heart." Here it is. Here's where he's creating the Iron Man suit that would last pretty much forevermore. And so the brilliant Anthony Stark works. Works as few men have ever worked before. I'm getting it. It's far lighter, but just as strong. Meanwhile, at a neighborhood police precinct, Mr. Carter, we know you wouldn't have signed away your entire business, your entire fortune to a stranger with the wacky name of Mr. Dahl unless you were forced to. But we can't help you unless you cooperate. You've got to swear out a complaint. It's interesting to hear a story for it. Yeah. No, I wouldn't dare. Money isn't everything. At least I am free of him. Never saw a man so frightened in my life. What kind of hold can that Dahl character have on him? Beats me. Carter's the third millionaire to sign his fortune over to Mr. Dahl. We've got to figure out his next victim in advance and beat him to it. I bet he's going after Tony Stark. What do you think? Focus. And in a gloomy room not far away, Mr. Dahl is also laying his plans. So long as I have the mystic power of my little doll, no force on earth can resist me. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. I have already obtained the fortunes of the 3 richest men in the city, and now for my 4th victim, the wealthy weapons manufacturer, Anthony Stark. Oh man, here it is. Hey, this is awesome. What a layout. I'm going to zoom out so you can see this. But perhaps the evil Mr. Dahl would not grin so confidently if he could see what Anthony Stark is doing at that moment. It's finished. I now have a complete Iron Man outfit. All new, all lightweight, and far more flexible than my former garb. And yet, this new Iron Man armor is every bit as powerful. In fact, in some ways, it's more powerful. For due to its lighter weight, I'll be able to carry still more protective devices. The heart of my apparatus is the smooth-fitting center section. Although it seems wafer thin, it contains more than meets the eye. All I need to do is release a spring catch, and the panel sections hinge open to allow me quick access to my miniature transistor batteries, which are clipped to the inside of each panel. Each interchangeable arm-leg adapter contains its own built-in power units, in case the main transistor battery should fail. I simply slip the adapter over my wrist, and then a powerful magnetic pull from my built-in shoulder magnet does the rest. All done in less than 2 seconds. Oh, is this him becoming red and yellow Iron Man? Yes, it is. It is. This is when he first puts on the red and yellow suit. My new type gloves also work on the same principle. Strong, flexible, easily attached, and held securely in place by magnetic attraction. Click! Slim as they are, these fists pack twice the wallop of my previous ones. Now for my leg units. I can stand upright and let my magnets do the work. Perfect. Smooth, supple, form-fitting, and with the strength of ductile iron. Click! My shoes are a real triumph of compact, miniaturized power. These jet units are less than 1 inch thick. When every second counts, I've only to step down hard and let the magnetic force do the rest. Click, click. There we go. Man, that's awesome. Oh, here we are. Finally, instead of the bulky, cumbersome headgear I used to wear, I've completely redesigned my head mask. It's so light, I'll hardly know I'm wearing it. I simply attach the neck unit first, then slip the face shield down over my features. This new mask serves 2 purposes. 1, it prevents my true identity from being discovered, and 2, it enables my expression to show, which will psychologically aid in instilling fear in the hearts of my enemies. And now, though Mr. Dahl won the first round in his battle with the old Iron Man, he's liable to find the new Iron Man a far more difficult foe to beat. And so the new Iron Man, champion of champions, is born. Look at that. He's got his old yellow suit just scattered on the floor. Dang. It's a very special issue. Will you work Saturday mornings for $5 to $20 extra? New and improved, yep. Just then, via his closed-circuit intercom system, Tony Stark receives an urgent message from Pepper Potts. Calling Mr. Stark. Calling Mr. Stark. Please report to front office immediately. Calling Mr. Stark. Wonder what kind of trouble the boss is in now. That cop didn't look like he was kidding when he said he wanted to see him. Tony Stark speaking. Pepper, I'll be right there. Take your finger off the panic button, kid. My new costume's working perfectly. It's slipping off as easily as it slipped on. Minutes later in Anthony Stark's main office. And that's the story, Mr. Stark. This guy Dahl has victimized the richest men in town, so the chief figured you'd be his next target, because you're the wealthiest guy on the list of those he hasn't yet tackled. We don't know how Mr. Dahl gets his victims to sign over all their wealth to him, but the only way to stop him is to catch him in the act. So you want me to be the decoy, eh? Yeah, well, why not? Happy, I'm scared. What if Mr. Stark gets hurt? Relax, baby. You've always got me. That's one of the things I'm scared of. Now then, Mr. Stark, I'll remain on duty here just in case you need me. Oh no, that won't be necessary. I have plenty of private guards to give me protection. Can't let a policeman stay at my side. Wouldn't be able to change to Iron Man if I do. Very well then, but be sure you don't let Mr. Stark out of your sight for a minute, understand? Don't worry, officer. We won't let anything happen to the boss. I'll have to find a way to shake my own guard and turn back to Iron Man. As soon as the police officer leaves, Stark gets an idea. Look, Bill, how about getting lost for a while? I want to be alone with Pepper. I've been waiting to ask her for a date. Sorry, Chief, you heard that officer's orders. I can't let you out of my sight. Happy, did you hear that? Mr. Stark wants to be alone with me. He wants to ask me for a date. I never suspected. Did you lose your marbles, Red? Why would a guy who has every glamour girl in Hollywood chasing him knock himself out to make time with you? See this room, Bill? There's no way out except through that door. If you stand outside the door, nobody can get to me. Is it a deal? Well, okay, I guess. There's no harm in leaving you in here, Chief. To think that he's been mad about me all these months, and I never suspected. Mr. Stark! Tony! Sweetheart! Why didn't you tell me you cared, you bashful dreamboat, you? Pepper, that's great. Keep it up. Let Bill think we're crazy about each other. Let him keep hearing you. While I slip out this secret exit and try to find Iron Man. You keep talking to yourself for Bill's benefit, kid. You're a great little actress. Actress? But I meant... That is... Oh... His face... Seconds later, in his hidden lab, Tony Stark changes his identity once more, preparing for what may be the most difficult battle of his life. Poor Pepper. I hated to treat her that way, but I had no other choice. And thus, the new Iron Man makes his first public appearance. You may return to your normal duties. I'll guard Anthony Stark now. Iron Man, you've changed. I said you're dismissed. If not for his voice, I'd never believe he was the real Iron Man. And then as a determined Iron Man takes over, his dreaded foe appears outside of Stark's factory. Entrance easily causing the guards to fall into a faint merely by pressing various nerves on his awesome doll. Nothing human can stop Mr. Doll. Suddenly, help! Some strangely dressed menace has invaded the factory. He can't be stopped. It's him at last. I've been waiting for you, Mr. Doll. Iron Man, you've changed. But no matter. Even now I am changing the features of my little doll to resemble you. There! It is done! Man, he works quick. He's just like the fastest sculptor in town. He's twisting the doll's arm, and I feel it in my own arm. No wonder he's so sure of himself. But since changing my uniform and lightening the load on my heart, I can better resist the pain. But I mustn't let him know. I've got to outbluff him somehow. Continued after next page. HypnoCoin, new pocket-sized invention, helps hypnotize in minutes. Why does he have to tell people he has to look for Iron Man? That's like Peter saying he has to look for Spider-Man, or Clark having to say he has to go call Superman, specifically using a phone booth. In the same sentence he finished sculpting. Yeah, the same exact sentence. Well, the way it's set up here, people think that Iron Man works for Stark Industries and he's like Tony Stark's bodyguard or something. And so, yeah, so he, I don't know, he has secret identity thing, you know, I don't know. Obey me, Iron Man, or I'll increase the pressure. Drive everyone out of this factory, now. An easy matter for one with transistor-powered muscles. Out, all of you. Gangway, you don't have to tell me twice. Hold on, let me just go call him. Why did he say he's like an employee, though? I don't know. In the last issue, they went a little bit more into that, I think. I've decided that this factory will make a perfect headquarters for me, and with you under my control, no one can drive me from it. Good, he thinks he's won. Now to keep him talking. How did you get your great power, Mr. Doll? In Africa, I stole the secret of this magic little figurine from a witch doctor who was foolish enough to befriend me. But enough of that. Now I must make Mr. Anthony Stark sign his factory and his great fortune over to me, so long as I have everything in writing, nice and legal. The law can't touch me. It will be a simple matter to make Stark come crawling to me. No matter where he is, he will feel it when I pinch this doll. He doesn't suspect that I am Tony Stark. I'm the one who will feel the pain. If I show that I'm hurt, he'll discover my secret. I mustn't let him know. No matter what, he must never suspect. And so begins the toughest battle of Iron Man's career. There, Stark won't be able to stand this for long. Silently summoning up every ounce of raw courage, a fighting nerve, of iron-willed determination, Tony Stark turns away, fighting desperately to hide the anguish he is feeling. Look at you, turning away from my little pet. Who would ever thought that the mighty Iron Man is so squeamish? Out, you weakling. I'll summon you when I want you again. And don't try to escape. I can alter my doll to resemble you in seconds and bring you back on your knees. It worked. Just what I wanted him to say. Within his concealing Iron Man armor, Tony Stark resists the intense pain he feels until he finally flings himself across the threshold of his private lab. Now, if I can only hold out a few minutes longer, I know the way to beat Mr. Doll. I'll set the time lock. The door won't open for a half hour, no matter what happens, so I'm locked in. I won't be able to weaken and go to Mr. Doll even if I want to. Now for the most dangerous gamble I've ever taken. There's only one way to stop the pain he's making me feel. I've got to remove my heart activator unit. As my heartbeat slows down, it deadens my nerves. I feel nothing. But if I don't connect it again within minutes, I'm doomed. And so, as he feels the life begin to ebb from his body, Tony Stark works as no man has ever worked before, knowing he has to finish his task in time if he is to save himself and the human race from the menace of Mr. Doll. Getting dizzy. Things are spinning around, but I can't stop now. And finally, with his last remaining bit of energy, with only moments to spare, I completed it. Must connect chest device, start heart pumping again. And then, as the time lock swings for the heavy steel door open again, Mr. Doll is the only enemy against whom my strength and my various powers are useless, for he can cause his victims so much pain that it is impossible to attack him, even to get near him. Iron Man, you dare break in this way? Well, no matter. Before you take another step, I shall have my doll molded to resemble you again, and stop you in your tracks with a bolt of pain. I have trained myself to alter my doll's features in a split second. Once again, you are powerless before me, Iron Man, and this time I shall destroy you, for I have no further need of you. Farewell, Iron Man. All I need do is drop my doll from this height, and you are doomed. But as fast as Mr. Doll is, the mighty Iron Man is faster. Don't count on it, mister. I've got a little gadget here which is going to change all your evil plans. Then, before Mr. Doll can drop his sinister doll to the floor, Iron Man aims the device he has hastily constructed, and this is it. At the split second that Mr. Doll is about to drop the fatal doll, Iron Man's strange beam strikes it, bathing it in an eerie glow. And then, almost faster than the eye can follow, Iron Man's fingers, aided by his powerful miniature transistors, move the beam slightly, causing it to change the appearance of the doll's face. Until, much faster than it takes to read this line, the silhouette of the doll which Mr. Doll is about to drop resembles the arch-villain himself. But before he realizes fully what he is doing, before he can stop himself, Mr. Doll drops the tiny figurine and... No! I didn't mean to... As the magical object strikes the floor, and so does Mr. Doll, seem to crumble and fall to the ground, helpless, unconscious, thoroughly defeated. I've won! Minutes later, still somewhat shaken by his grueling experience, Iron Man quickly summons the factory guards. What happened, Iron Man? Where's Mr. Doll? You'll find him in the hallway of the sub-basement. Take him away. Hey, don't go barking out orders at me, bub. Don't forget, I'm Mr. Stark's personal chauffeur. Sure. I'll bet you'd be a sensation on What's My Line. Now wait here while I find Stark for you. Phew, sure wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that guy. Matt, watch out! Dr. Doom's behind you! Once again, Iron Man becomes Anthony Stark in the privacy of his locked lab. Hard to believe that all it took to defeat Mr. Doll was a transistor-powered force beam with enough energy to alter the shape of his own doll. And then... Hi, boss. Say, did you miss a heap of excitement? Iron Man put the kibosh on Mr. Doll, with an assist by me, of course. You should have seen me in action. Say, where's Pepper? I thought she was with you. Pepper? Good Lord, I clean forgot. Hey, wait, what's wrong? Is she in some kind of trouble? Because if you need some help, I'll be glad to go and fetch the cops. Forget it, Happy. She's in no trouble. But I have a hunch I'm going to be. Say, Blue Eyes, what are you doing in here alone? I'm afraid it's my fault. I asked Pepper to wait here, and then you forgot all about me. Don't be mad, gorgeous. How'd you like old Happy to take you to a movie tonight? It's the most reprehensible, repulsive, ridiculous idea I've ever heard. Yeah? But what's your answer? I keep getting thrown off literally every single time they say Anthony. Feeling the fall damage all at once? Ah, me too. Holy mackerel, Mr. Doll is on his way to the pokey. Everything's back to normal here. Nobody was hurt in the fight, and she's angry. How do you figure women? Women I can figure, Happy. But Pepper, she's in a class by herself. The end. Next issue, the new Iron Man stars in a fast-moving thriller with the accent on action. See you then. Like, who the fuck is Anthony? Anthony Stark. It's Tony Stark. Anthony Stark. That's his name. Feel that way every single time? Live seahorses includes free trapeze and hatching shrimp circus. Darling pet monkey. This squirrel monkey makes an adorable pet and companion. Show it affection and enjoy its company. Almost human with its warm eyes. Your family will love it. These monkeys grow about 12 inches high. Eats the same food as you do. Even likes lollipops. Simple to take care of and train. Free cage. Free leather collar and leash. Free monkey toy. And instructions included. Live delivery guaranteed. Only $19.95. Express collect. Mail check or money order. This is the only media I've seen the full Anthony rather than Tony. Oh, yeah? Almost human, yeah. Please don't order the male monkeys. Can't tell if that's a great or terrible line. I don't know. Now you can enjoy a real hamster circus in your living room. With every pair of hamsters ordered, we include a handsome cage, 2 hamster trapezes, and a hamster Ferris wheel. Hamsters are famous for the amusing tricks they perform on their little circus Ferris wheels. Your friends and family will receive hours of fun and laughs as you watch the circus hamsters go through their paces. These adorable little hamsters are very cute, and the ideal pet for young and old. Children and adults love them. Inexpensive to feed, only a few pennies a day. Easy to care for and train. Hardy, these baby hamsters make wonderful pets and companions. Send order today. Live delivery is guaranteed. Only $5.98 express collect. What do they do? Tricks on a wheel? Mine just ran on it? I know an Anthony, I know a Tony, and they're 2 totally different people. It's funny. Alright, let's finish our story here. That's bent over there. Let's pull you out. Continued. Already pushed it open. Then he spoke. Rather than explain matters to you, I will let you see things for yourself. The year is 1693. The month is June, and the day is the 15th. Come and watch with me. As though some mystic force were guiding him, Henry Conrad rose from his chair and walked over to the side of the uninvited guest. They were looking into an old colonial living room where a man with long brown hair, dressed in colonial garb, was facing the devil. The devil spoke. Oh, Branders Conrad, you have summoned me from the world below by calling my secret name 3 times. I am here to listen to what you desire of me. So speak, O mortal man, and have no fear. Branders Conrad was not the kind of man to know fear. He had fought pirates and Indians, and won. Now he wanted the most deadliest knowledge ever desired by mankind, and he was willing to pay the price. I want the power of second sight, he said, so that I can look into the future. Give me this and my soul is yours. I want the power now, so let's seal the bargain. The uninvited guest commented to Henry, that little disgusting creature happens to be me. Now you will see how the pact was signed. The devil took a knife from his pocket and made a cut in his arm. He let some blood drip into a small dish. Then he made a cut in Brander's arm. The blood from this wound dripped into another dish. The devil then poured his blood into Brander's wound and Brander's blood into his own wound. It was a double blood transfusion. From now on, announced the devil, part of me will always be with you. My blood will flow with your blood through your veins, and part of you will always be with me. Whenever you wish to know the future, you merely cover your eyes and repeat the words, Estea mortia futuro. And now, if you will forgive me, I must be on my way. Seems a man in France is also calling me. Have to make a pact with him. Brander's Conrad turned to the fireplace and stared into the dying embers. Then he turned around and covered his eyes with his hands and said, I want to look into the future. Three things I wish to know this moment. How rich shall I be? The kind of woman I will marry? And how will I die? When he finished making his request, he repeated the 3 words the devil had told him to use. There was a blinding flash and a picture appeared above the fireplace. It showed a table full of gold. This vanished, and then came the picture of a very beautiful woman. The 3rd picture was that of a man being burned by a fire. Brander shouted with an anguished cry that pierced the household. Of what good is gold and beauty if I have to die and lose my soul? The wall closed, and the uninvited guest motioned to Henry to sit down. Again the mystic force made him take this seat. He listened as the uninvited guest spoke. They were all like your ancestor, wanted power from me. Of course, they had to pay the price, but they didn't think about it when they summoned me. Only after they had my gifts did they feel they had lost the world. Really, if more people had sense, they wouldn't sell their souls to me. I hope I've helped you tonight. Must be on my way to the regions below. Some important pressing matters. It was morning when Henry awoke. He had slept in the chair all night. He gazed at the paper and the typewriter. Evidently, he must have finished the chapter, for he had written that he had found definite proof that his ancestor had made a pact with the devil. Half dazed, he went downstairs alone to the kitchen. Francis was still asleep. He opened the back door. The rain had stopped during the night, but the ground was still muddy. Suddenly, his face froze with horror. There on the ground were footprints. The print of a shoe, and next to each shoe mark, the print of a cloven hoof. The end. And now they got AIDS. Jeez. 20 different triangles for 25 cents. Wow. Live monkeys, darling pets. There's another monkey ad from a different company. Fun for everybody with these darling human-like pets. There is no end to the tricks they can be taught. Easy to train, they are affectionate and lovable. Eats what you eat. Be the first of your friends to own one or give them as cherished gifts. Squirrel monkeys grow about 12 inches tall. Cage and instructions included. Monkeys about 6 months old. Guaranteed live delivery. Send check or money order for $19.95. Or 2 for $35. You could buy 2 monkeys at the same time. That's the biggest amount of triangles I've seen yet. Yeah. Feel like I missed something? I don't know. Did you get the first half of the story that I read earlier? Look, giant Philippine! Plus New Zealand, Cuba, and others. Only 5 cents with US or foreign approvals. Terrific triangles! Frightful fish, sports, volcanoes, triangles! Also African flowers, weird Angola map, tricolored flag, etc. To approval buyers for 5 cents postage. Holy stamp depicting Christ and cross. Plus triangle, discus thrower. Enormous multicolored Balkans. Diamond issue. Wonderful map collection from Timor, Macau, and Angola. Okay. Poems wanted for musical setting. 5 cents? What is a giant Philippine? You can get a giant Cuba too. Oh, hey, we get a little bonus story here. It's not over yet. Craddock. It has been written that no man can escape his fate, but Hans Hartog was fool enough to try, and this is how it happened. Story and plot by Stan Lee, script and art by Larry Lieber, inking by G. Bell, and lettering by Artie Simek. It happened years ago in Europe. A disaster struck with the suddenness of a shrieking mine whistle. Tweet! Cave-in, mine number 4. It is fortunate the mine had already been emptied. That's the 3rd cave-in this month. If only Herr Hartog would install new safety devices. A giant light bulb with a face. Will a light bulb go spirit? I feel like I take everything so seriously until Zeph comes in here. Yeah. But Hans Hartog couldn't have cared less about his man's safety. I'm not spending money for new equipment. If it's too dangerous working in my mines, then quit. You know we can't quit. We need our wages, small as they are. Just so. Stop complaining and get back to work before I fire the whole lazy bunch of you. What's that supposed to mean? He's light bulb shaped, though. That was the first thing that came to mind. Yes, Hartog was a nasty character who seemed to get away with it until one lonely night when he was out walking. I ought to cut miners' salaries in half. It would serve them. Wait, what's that? In the sky. It looks like some kind of light. It's a strange metallic object. It's getting bigger. It's coming closer. Moments later, the sphere landed and out stepped Craddock. I am communicating by mental telepathy, as all my race does. You're speaking, I can understand you, yet I don't hear a sound. Where are you from? I come from another galaxy. I was passing your solar sector when I stopped to get my bearings. I will leave shortly. An alien from the stars. Perhaps he has riches or valuable secrets. I must stall him until I can think of a way to steal them from him. If you act high and mighty as if you're superior to me, if you are, or okay. You act high and mighty as if you are superior to me. If you are, I challenge you to prove it. Fool! I know your evil intention, for I can read your primitive mind. However, I will prove my superiority anyway by predicting your future. My future? Yes, at exactly 3 p.m. next Sunday, you will be fatally injured by a fall. You must be joking. No, mortal, I speak the truth. Your fate is sealed. Stunned by Craddock's prophecy, Hans Hartog made no attempt to stop the alien as he again boarded his spaceship. Killed by a fall. Farewell, Earthling! And in another flash of light, Craddock departed from Earth, never more to return. Maybe his prediction was wrong, but I can't take a chance. I've got to make certain it never comes to pass. Next Sunday, I'll station myself in a spot from which I can't possibly fall, and remain there until after the fateful hour has struck. And so the following Sunday, the lowest and therefore safest place to keep from falling is in one of my mines. I'll go down to the bottom level. There's no possible place to fall from there. I've got to hurry. It's almost 3 o'clock. Finally, in the murky depths of the mine, I'll lie down flat, so it will be impossible for me to accidentally fall. A man can't fall if he's already as far down as he can go. Now I'm perfectly safe. Nothing can happen to me, and it's just 3 o'clock. Wait, what's that noise? The overhead beam, it's loose. It's giving way. It's a huge boulder. Then, before Hans Hartog could make a move, the end came. Later up on the surface, ironic the way Herr Hartog was killed. If he had installed the safety devices we asked for, the mine never could have caved in. Yes, it is ironic, in more ways than one. Ironic that Herr Hartog never suspected that one man could be harmed by a fall in many ways. By being under a falling object, for example. The end. You know, considering what you and Met say and think, that makes me wonder what would happen if I were to say good luck and have fun while reading these comics. Then I would say, why? What's wrong with the comics? So I met your alien voice. You sound like you're probably from Mars and say ack ack. That's brutal. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Man. Give me just one evening, and I'll teach you to hypnotize easily. Hypnotize others quickly, safely, perform any known hypnotic feat with ease. Amaze friends, exert your hypnotic power over others, be popular and wanted. Simple secrets revealed at last. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. Boys, girls, women, if you know just 20 people, you can make at least $50. More likely $100 to $200 in your spare time. It's Sunday! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Yeah. Alrighty. He's looking for people who like to draw. Alright, we already read those ones. But yeah, there we go. That was Tales of Suspense, number 48. Truly a very significant issue in the world of Marvel. That means Donkey Kong Racing tomorrow? Yeah. Alright, let's put it back. This little display thing so I can put it back up on my wall. I don't know if I have number 49. I have to check. I have a feeling I don't, though. But I'm not sure. Diddy, not donkey? You're a donkey. Alrighty, well. Cool. Well, we're almost at 3 hours now, so. Thanks for watching, everybody. I might go and put on some reel-to-reel tapes. So, I guess I'll go offline on this computer, and then I'll start up the other computer and maybe play some tapes or something. I don't know. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye. I guess, sort of, for a few minutes at least. I mostly listened and not watched. So I feel so singled out and left out. What, because I said watched? Thanking everyone but me? Well, thanks for listening. So, yeah, alright. I'll be back here in just a couple minutes. Thanks everyone except Zeph.